This is a bit about my own perspective in living and working in a globalized world. While I didn't grow up multicultural or multilingual, I have spent many years working and traveling abroad, and I have a lot of the same characteristics as globally mobile learners. I studied for a semester in college in England, and then later, after graduating college, I spent 4 months traveling and volunteering in Europe on my own. And on this trip, I became aware of the need to be more globally and culturally aware in myself, and I started developing resiliency and adaptability in myself. Following this trip, I traveled in Asia for almost a year by myself, and I went to, as such varied countries as Singapore, the Philippines, Burma, even down to Australia. And after this, and then I spent a few more months traveling in Central America, in Mexico, and Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. And after that, I had taken some language classes there, so I was working on my Spanish. And after that, I thought, like, I really missed Asia, so I wanted to go back there. And I went back to Asia to work, and I ended up spending 3 years working in Hanoi teaching there. And then I met my husband, and we moved back here to Washington, D.C. And I've definitely experienced many of the challenges that I discuss in this presentation. I felt vulnerable while traveling alone, and I definitely experienced a sense of loss when I left certain places and people, and when friends and coworkers left the places that I was. And I most particularly resonate with the feeling like I belong nowhere and everywhere, since it's hard to relate to friends who've spent the last 5 years just living in the United States, and I don't feel like I belong anywhere in particular. I do believe the advantages, though, outweigh the challenges. I feel a huge connection to many places in the world, most particularly Hanoi, Vietnam. I've spent a lot of time in Bangkok as well, and Portugal is still one of my favorite places that I've returned to so many times in my travels. And I believe so the advantages have outweighed the challenges, and with this connection to so many places, I'm able to draw so much experience from my past and so much knowledge that I'm using to operate within many cultures and work with people from all over, which has been so helpful in my work with international students and in an international city like Washington, D.C. And for those reasons, I think gaining international experience has been invaluable to me and has helped me form my own worldview for myself and in my teaching.